Okay, so, well,
No, that ain't right. All right, we're gonna do, today class is gonna be the prayer and the power of it. We on?
yeah, you can look it on your phone to make sure everything's lined up. You know, and you know, like about that movie, you know, you see like there's so many signs that when we try to do good, you know, they won't let us, and then they can do it so bad, and we just easily forget, you know, and I see why. Was that Hosea 1:3? Give me that.
Hosea.
Just get the movie. Just talk about the movie a little bit on the screen.
Hosea 1:3.
Forward.
When you have it, say con.
Con. Say Hosea.
1:3.
Con.
Oh, that's Hosea 1:3.
Yeah, Hosea.
Hosea 1:3. So he went and took Gomer.
5. 1 and 5.
Hosea chapter 1 verse 5. And it shall come to pass at that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of
What's the wisdom as an ox?
Jezreel.
Hosea 3 and 1. Go to Hosea 3 and 1.
Hosea 3:1. Okay.
Yeah, it's Hosea 4 and 6. Is that the one I think you're talking about?
No, it should be Hosea.
Say 3:1.
Yeah. You got it.
Hosea 3, and you said 1?
Yeah.
Hosea 3, verse 1. Then saith the Lord unto me, Go yet, love a woman, be loved of her friend.
You're talking about the one with, say, the ox know of his own?
Yeah.
Of course.
And so,
That's 3.
Okay, and so,
Of course.
no, it should be 3 and 5 maybe. Okay, and so you know, even when you watch the movie, right, of Sinners, he shows you where the Indians, which is Gad, which is our people, was chasing the chasing the devil, which was in the white man, right?
Don't spoiler alert.
I mean, they should have watched it by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's been out for 2 weeks almost. Well, anyway, they need to hear this before they watch it because they won't get it because you really got to watch it twice. And even if you hear what I'm saying, you know, it may help that you got some type of understanding before you go in there. So maybe you can watch it once. But it shows you how the vampire was the white people, right? And then the white person that the Indians was trying to chase and kill him, he got away. And so the other white folks, they was more like, you know, where'd you come from? We about to kill you. We don't know who you are. And then, like Chisel said, what'd he say?
Till he, like I said, they wasn't gonna let him in until he said, you know, the Indians is after me.
Yeah.
So
The Israelites are after.
that thing with, if you notice, Esau, aka the white people, they wasn't trustworthy in the beginning of them until they said that magic word, and in those times, also the so-called Indian was a problem for the white man. Like in today's time, if you say the black man,
Exactly.
like what's the lady who killed her 4 kids, and she was like a black man did it, and they was going all over looking for black men.
Right.
When the whole thing, she did the whole thing.
Right.
So it's like words that that can trigger that kind of let their defensive down. And he knew, because he said, "Oh, about them they after my wife and I left my wife." But when he said the Indians was after me,
It was like, come on in.
she let her defense down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just like, you know, when they say you found it,
Yeah, I found it. Well, I want to bring
Yeah,
one out.
Isaiah.
I didn't find one. I just want to bring one out.
Okay.
I want to bring this out in Isaiah 1 and 3. It says, the ox knows its owner,
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's what I
and
want.
the ass his master crib. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider, don't even think that they're part of Israel. Don't even think that he's something special.
Well, no, I'm gonna tell you what most,
Isaiah 1 and 3.
you got two sets of people. You got, when you believe in yourself and you leave out the white man, you got a bunch of people that's not gonna do that. That don't believe that their God, which look like the white man, have excluded the white man. They don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? You can show them in the Bible how David killed Goliath, right? And no matter how he killed Goliath, or if you show the Muslims right now how they doing females in Libya, the blacks men and the women's in Libya, to this day they cutting off the black man penis in Libya. They whooping the black woman naked with a whip in Libya. And now the Arabs are Islam. Blacks has nothing to say about this. See, one thing about us, we dig everywhere. So when we bring it, we know what we're talking about. Muslims never mention this, and this never stopped. They never mention this, how they got a line of black folks that's making them Muslims in Libya. They still slaves. And that's why Janet Jackson left that Arab, because she seen some stuff and she couldn't take that, so she had to get the hell up out of there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though she was a big star and they weren't gonna do her like that, but she had to get from out of here. You see what I'm saying? So she wound up leaving because she actually see in other countries how they treat our people. You see what I'm saying? And you got Muslim here ain't saying nothing about it. And if you're a Muslim and don't know about it, that's all the more worse. You know what I'm saying? You know, who's that was, you know, that's one thing. Anytime you deal with the other nations from the beginning, they made every religion you can talk about. They made Baptists, Jehovah's Witness, Mormons, and it's a tight fight because we know Muhammad back in the days. We understood how he copied and wanted to understand about how the Israelites were serving their God, and so he started understanding how they're serving their God. That's why they call the Quran recite. That's what it means by recite. He's reciting over what he learned from the Israelites on how to govern his people, because his people were serving thousands of gods. They had a god in the morning, they had a god at night, the moon, the sun. They had gods everywhere. They had the wind god. You know what I'm saying? And so he had to govern them, right? And so now when you start to see that everything that these people create is bad, like the movie, like Sinner's movie. The reason why it's a big thing is because you get some people that go watch that movie and they be like, man, this movie was overrated. That's because you're not watching with a spiritual eye.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you knew that the Indians was the Israelites, and when Christopher Columbus came to the Americas, and he found out the Indians was talking Hebrew, and he know that the slaves are Hebrew, and he put two and two together, that these are Israelites. And we understand the Apocrypha, how Gad got over here when he split up from the tribes, and he left, on the waters, right, a year and a half to get here. Then you understand who Gad is. He left us, so he's part of us. That's why he's talking Hebrew, right? And so now, even when it's deep, how did Christopher Columbus find the Americas? He found the Americas by the Apocrypha.
Reading the Apocrypha.
Yeah, he found the Americas by reading the Apocrypha. And so who put the Bible together? A black man. Who took the Apocrypha out? The white man. Who put words in the Bible? Jehovah's Witness, the white man. Who created anything from the Bible? The Quran. You see what I'm saying? Our books started everything. The heathens seen this and they started creating their own religion. That's why they call heathens. because they had no God. You know what I'm saying? And so their religions that they creating is idol worship today. And so when Moses came from off the mountain, and the Lord said, get your people because I'm about to, kill them. And the Lord go down there, Moses go down there and see that they built a calf, and they praying to a calf, right? Why? Because Moses was gone, talking to the Father, and at this point they looking for a God to serve, because they was without Moses and God for a minute, as they felt, and so they start creating stuff. Now that's for the heathens to do. The heathens are supposed to create their own gods. Now how do we have a God and we follow the heathens that's creating gods? And I understand you took us through slavery, and you took that from us. And so we don't know real God because we don't know ourselves. We don't know ourselves as Israelites. And so we don't know God. Now, when you come here and you start to wake up, there is something that's supposed to wake you up. It's like, even if it's a deja vu. You ever say, man, I had a deja vu, man, and I swear this time happened before. It's something that's supposed to connect to a love, to something that you used to love all your life. Even if you died and came back, and in your future life, in your past life, you was in love with someone. And when you cross that path again with her in a new life, you're gonna be like, I just can't help it. You see what I'm saying? And we should, and most of us be like, I just can't help going, trying to find out what these Israelites about. Because you once was that. This come from your bloodline. You see them white folks? They don't train their kids on how to watch blacks be burnt, how they set blacks on fire. They don't train their kids for that. It's in their blood. When you watch when you see the pictures where black folks is on fire and white folks standing around, look at them pictures and see if you see kids in there. You're gonna see kids in there holding popsicles in their mouth. You see what I'm saying? Because this is they once love, is to slaughter niggas. And our once love supposed to be like, I know I'm an Israelite. It just, the light turned on. It was just something. You know what I'm saying? This comes from my forefathers. So I know how to praise God because it's in their blood, which is my blood. She know how to hate niggas. Kids already know that. They know how to watch a nigga burn with no problem. You see what I'm saying? And so we missing. They can connect to anything that they want, and we always have to follow them to lose the love that we once had. That's a deep follow. That's all I want to say.
Good, you had something?
I just wanted to add what Cap said about the when you go with the far as the Islam religion. Everything that's taken away from us, everything. Far as if you look at 1 Kings, what's that, 8:46? Turn towards the east. That's what they do. They pray towards the east. Our women wear hair covers. Our women supposed to wear hair covers when the scriptures come out. Dress modestly. Everything that they took from us, and now got us being heathens.
And they're doing it better than us.
And they're doing it better than us. Mm-hmm. But most Christians, you tell them that are praying with your hands open and towards east, towards Israel is in the Bible, they don't even know it. If they know about wearing your hair covered, they don't know it.
See, the Lord wants you to open your hands and pray.
And what they do?
They close it.
They close their hands.
Then they get that from white Jesus.
So everything, exactly.
Because white folks know the Bible.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about these pope crackers. They don't even know we Israelites.
Right.
They don't even know that God is black. They don't even know they hate God's chosen people. They don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about no ratchet, cops. From the middle class on down, from all of them, really, all of them. Where was that going?
We was talking about how
how
we was talking about how they took everything from us, Cap. How they taking
they pray with their hands
they
closed.
play with their hands closed.
Yeah. So they pray with their hands closed. You know, and the Lord, and everything the Father says for a reason.
Exactly.
You know, when He say, "I want you to circumcise on the 8th day," you know what I'm saying? They want to go put their mouth and use their mouth as a circumcision around the babies. These are white Jewish people do. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. They call it a mortar, but what they do, I call it boil. I call it boil. And so the father, our granddaddy, whoever this nigga is, put his mouth on a penis and chewed it and chewed the foreskin off.
Right, it's the so-called.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, the rabbis, these white folks.
And then the babies end up getting herpes too.
Yeah, and the baby's getting herpes. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so one thing about it is that they were so filthy back in their own days when nobody was around them. They had 2 governors. You had the governor with 2 different people. They had the governor people. And that's how they got Democrat and Republican, because they were so wild that they needed 2 people to govern them, nasty and everything. You know, and I sent it on the WhatsApp where they don't like washcloths.
Mm-hmm.
They use the soap in their hand a lot.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know, so I sent that, and it was like, you know, the washcloth is for poor people. Listen, I ain't never known that you go prejudiced when it comes to taking a bath.
So like a lot of them don't even use soap.
It got to be. If you prejudiced in taking a bath, you know, I am, because I like black soap. Okay, so that's me. But they hateful in taking a bath.
Right.
They trying to say, well, we don't supposed to use that. Niggas use them. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. We're not gonna fuss with you when it comes to taking a bath, because we're gonna take a good bath.
Yeah.
You fuss with me because you're gonna take a bath and that you're not even gonna take no bath.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, you know, when it comes to the time for us to understand who they are, we just don't get it.
Right. So like it's like how you go promote shampoo and don't even use it? How you go promote soap and don't use it?
And don't even use it.
What sense do that make?
That's crazy to sell it.
Salakia in the old times, like for instance, when they got married, the reason for the bouquet is they didn't take a bath.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
So the bouquet was the flowers to take where to smell.
Yeah.
So that is the reason for the flowers.
For the white folks?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
that was nasty.
Yeah, they didn't take, and like you said, what as a people, one thing we have to realize, our beginning didn't start over here when we got over here.
And that's
Right.
what most people think.
That's part of the thing is we had a lot of things before we got here, just like everybody was bringing up. I know it's hard for a lot of people to believe, but we were the ones who showed them how to wash.
Exactly.
When you have to remember, even they showed in their films, as a caveman, how does a caveman walk? He walked on all fours.
Mm-hmm.
We showed them how to walk upright,
Right,
not
yeah.
like animals. So in their history, they're never going to show who showed them that.
Right.
One thing we have to remember, why would they show, especially our people, that we showed them the things? Because our youth would feel differently about themselves.
Right. Exactly.
If everybody, like, let's just say, I'm just going to go in general, with a general, if all these kids at age 20 knew before we got here we were kings and queens, if they showed all that, would we actually treat each other the way we treat each other?
No.
You wouldn't do that. So they never gonna let us know how we are. You know what I mean? Even today, all these inventions, why would they show us that? Because that would give us that motivation. I could be more than what you say I should be on TV. What on TV, what does it really show us as? Robbers, drug
The
dealers,
movies that let us play.
burnt out.
Adulterers.
Right.
That's all you see us as. So that's a projection. If I keep playing that and playing that and playing that,
You brainwashed.
who's gonna think that? You know what? I could be a brain surgeon one
That's
day.
just
How you gonna
witchcraft
think
right there.
that and you ain't even seen that? It's difficult to see that.
Immediate.
So they ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? But you have to go back in history a lot of times. And like, you know, I was talking to some of my partners, what do? They hide history.
Right.
They don't want us to see that. And I'm not even going to say us, the younger people to see that. Because when you think about it, we a problem as is.
But we don't-
Imagine if you showed our youth what we used to be. That is a real problem. But if I show gay men marrying white women,
Yeah.
I can keep you exactly where I want you to be.
Right, exactly.
You'll be docile. You'll
Yeah.
never be a problem. See, the thing is, anything like you were just saying with your hand, with your leg, when you see a problem, what do? You see, what can I do to fix it?
Exactly.
If we see what the problem is and who it is, naturally you're going to say, what can I do to fix this problem? And if he is the problem, I got to get rid of the problem.
Exactly.
So if we never know who the problem or what the problem is, how would you ever fix it? If ain't nothing wrong with your car, ain't no need to take it to the mechanic.
Exactly.
If you don't got a toothache, ain't no reason to go to the dentist. But if your tooth is hurting, it's a problem here. I got to go to somebody or learn something to fix it.
Right.
But if we never think this is a problem, why would you fix it?
Yeah.
What's that saying? If it ain't broke,
Don't fix.
don't fix it.
Right. Yeah,
We don't know that we broke.
Right, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's heavy right
So why would we fix it?
Right.
Okay.
That's the thing. We don't know we broke. We've been taught you're supposed to be in this position.
Right. Yeah. It's the best way. It's the best thing for you.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But if you show us at kings and royalty,
This ain't what I'm supposed to be.
because just like, what made you get in the truth? Wait a minute. So you saying I'm more than what I've been telling? Somebody been telling me?
And I'm telling myself.
I got to get out this position. So if it's been portrayed that we ain't in the wrong position, what are people gonna do? And like I say, we a problem already. Imagine if we knew we wasn't supposed to be here.
Right.
That's the thing we got to realize. We ain't supposed to be here. And I'm gonna say, I said this earlier. When the Most High told Moses to come up to the mountain, what's the first thing he told him? Hey man, you got to get that Egyptian filth out your head.
Exactly.
What we got to do? You got to get that American filth out your head. Until we get this American filth out our head,
Filth, man.
that's what it is.
What's that scripture?
The first thing he told him, whoa, before you step up here, you got to get that Egyptian filth out your head, man. You know what I'm saying? Not just the way you clothe, all that. You got to get rid of all that. That ain't right. That ain't what I'm about. You got to change your mind. That's what we say all the time. It ain't about the fit. Your mind got to be changed. You got to start over as a newborn baby. You got to get the milk. And a lot of us don't want the milk. As a baby, you good because you don't know no better. But as an adult, what's the one thing our people don't like? Change.
Change. No.
We don't like change.
Especially after 20, 30 years.
Change is
change.
how we just say with the vampire. Change is just like a cross or the garlic to us. I got to change. I ain't doing that. I'm good the way I am. But the thing with change, it ain't really that hard. It's technically easy. What'd you tell some of our people? Stop eating pork. Oh man, I ain't. You know how good ribs taste? But see, in our mind, you got 3 or 4 or 5 arguments. We ain't even trying to. Oh man, pork. You can show them. Look at the pig. The pig eating a dead pig. The pig eating a dead human. I don't care what they say. My grandmother used to eat it.
Yeah.
See how sick we are?
That's it.
This is killing you. Not the fact that God say not to eat it.
Well, hold on. That should be the only reason to do it. As soon as he said not to eat it, that was good enough.
But that ain't you. You can show. Look at this. He don't sweat. He filthy. He got all. Snakes can bite a pig, and a pig will not die.
That's how they clean Bill out of.
If that ain't the reason to do it, I don't know. But you tell our people, go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I didn't went on. But I'm just trying to say, when you look at us, even like you said earlier, I have heard Arabs say this out their mouth. I don't even like my brother, but I'll deal with him before I deal with anybody else.
God.
I'll deal with him. Because everybody been taught, my people come first before my individual needs. And that's the thing what kills us more than anything, that individual. We are all individuals. It ain't about us. We don't realize when we come together as us, ain't nothing stopping us. Nothing. But we individuals. Individuals can easily be taken out. And you see that, what's his name? Red Fox, Diddy. I can name all of them. They individuals. Just like you said, the Panthers, individuals. Even though it was a group of them, it wasn't all of us together.
Yeah, and the reason why they didn't make it is because, you know, the Black Panthers, they did not use the Bible. They use the same thing that the white man is encouraged with, gun. So you're taking a white man gun to fight the white man with his gun, and that wasn't smart. But it was still, it's always good to have it, you know, because you still want to protect your people the best way you can if that's all you got. But with us, we know we got the word, you know what I'm saying, and we got heat, you know what I'm saying. We got guns too, you know what I'm saying. We may not, of course, we may not have the kind of guns that Esau have, nukes and all that. We don't need that though. They ain't got God. They can have their nukes. I got God. You know what I'm saying? And God in this. See, and the reason why we warn with, see, we warn different now. We would be more like, nowhere like Martin Luther King. We would be more like Malcolm X. But spiritual. But what Malcolm X was missing was the Bible. And so we'd be more like Malcolm X with the Bible, which Martin Luther King stood for, but never read it. And so, you know, all of them together, and we better because we got the Bible, and we know how to use God in this war. And neither one of them did. All that I got a dream, you know what I'm saying? You be dreaming forever. You know what I'm saying? And then we stop having that dream that one day, little black kids and little white kids, see, that's all we think about. We ain't think about the Chinese or the Mexicans. We always think about the white man. That's the first thing on our mind. You know, I had a dream, little black girl and little white girl was holding hands. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and other. And then when you say, then 2 months later, I believe, after we all got ate up, water holes, you know, bit by dogs, now he comes and say, I believe I done led my people into a fiery furnace. Nigga, I got my nuts bit off of you. Don't tell me we was doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's like he learned. But I would say this, he had the Bible.
Well, don't take me through what you got to learn. Let me know you're done.
He just wasn't using it the right way. That's all. That's all. He wasn't using it the right way.
You know, a lot of brothers got hurt with them dogs on their ass. You know, Lord forgive me.
Salakia, I think a lot of us we want to envy our oppressor. As it goes to what's that, Proverbs 3:31, envy not your oppressor.
Yeah.
It's like we have to, you know, we feel like we haven't made it unless we go on what the oppressor says, get the approval from the oppressor. And that people understand that psychological warfare and the power of the subconscious. They still, what was that test they used to do, Cap, with the dial? There was a white dial, the black dial.
Oh yeah.
And the kids went to the white dial.
Yeah.
But one thing we got to remember though, when we say all this, that's part of the curses. So we can say the white man this and this and that. Even if the white man didn't exist, if we ain't following the commandments, we still ain't out of the white man's slavery wasn't the only one we was in. We was into the Arabs, the Asians. So sometimes we keep saying the white man. Instead of that, we got to change us. The white man ain't the reason why we in this position.
Exactly.
We in it because we didn't follow the laws. Don't got nothing to do with the white man. If he was gone off this earth, and if you still eat pork, and if you didn't do the Sabbath day, God ain't gonna say, you know what, the white man gone, I'm gonna let you out. But you cannot eat pork, you can still eat pork and not break these laws. So it don't got nothing to do with them. Granted, they didn't overstep their bounds. But that's the first thing I say, we gotta correct ourselves. Like I say, what's the first thing he told Moses? You gotta get that filth out your mind. We gotta get that filth out of our mind. See, once we start doing what we supposed to do, the white man ain't gonna have no effect.
Yeah,
The Asian man ain't gonna have no effect.
true.
It's us.
It's us. It's us.
We got to change us.
Right.
That's the first thing we need to do. It don't make, if you got rid of all the white men, Asian man still here, the Arab man still here, the African man still here. So they good?
We're gonna go worship one of them.
You know what I mean? So it's us.
You know us. We're gonna go worship.
We
one
got
of
to
them.
get ourselves right. That's the whole thing. And that's the thing, like you say, we so quick to join with everybody else. Take care of your own house first.
Right.
That's our problem.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to join with it, let's get ourselves together first.
Right.
And then let's see. Let's do it that way. See, everybody's mission is we got to be with him. Why? In nature, you don't see lions saying, you know what? We run in the jungle, but I guess we need to get the monkeys to go with us. We need the hippos to be with us. Let's just follow what nature say.
Right.
You don't see the lion saying, you know what? Let's everybody. You don't see a silverback gorilla. Everybody with themselves. Even America say we the best country. We don't need nobody else. They even say that here.
Let's go get them snakes. Let's go get them snakes.
So why don't we say that?
Oh my, get them snakes.
America say we the best country. We don't need that. That's what America say, don't it?
Yep.
So how come we don't say that amongst each other?
Right.
See, we got to think about that. America say we the best country, but we can't say we the best people. That don't even make sense. How you can say you're the best country, but I can't say we the best people?
Kind of.
Ain't that's a contradiction?
That's how Abram doing right now. The African guy.
Oh shit! I don't know. You gotta light me on that up.
Abram. He's going against America
In France.
and France. You got a story on him?
I can look him up.
Look him up real quick.
So that be my thing. Like,
That's what you're saying right there, because we're not sticking together.
if my grass ain't cut, I look like a fool going, "Hey neighbor, can you cut your?" What my neighbor gonna say? Man, if you don't cut your own grass. That's our thing. Let's get ourselves together first. I can't get somebody else together. Like if I'm drowning, how can I save you when I'm drowning too? Hey, let me help you. Fool, ain't you drowning too? You gotta help. What they do when the plane crashes? What they tell you when the plane falls down? Make sure your mask and stuff is on first.
I'm gonna put everybody else on right quick.
You look at, hey, let me put yours on. Fool, where yours at?
Put your head down and your pillow between your face and
You gotta take care of yourself first.
Right.
That's the first part of life is self-preservation.
Okay.
We don't think that. Let me go save this Asian man. Let me go save this. You ain't thinking about your own people. See, sometimes we got to do some things that, if your mother was in danger, would you save somebody else's mother? Let's put it in that category. How many people be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not saving my mother. I'm gonna go save somebody else's mother.
Some black folks will.
Then you need to be some of the ones that need to be killed off.
Some black folks, they will see their own mother falling, and then a white lady falling next to their mother. They're gonna grab the white lady by mistake. And then when their mother hit the ground, they're gonna be like, damn, I meant to grab mama.
Because all nations, I don't care what you say, the Asians, so-called Moab, Arabs, they're gonna look out for each other before they look out for you. That's just, and I'm gonna be honest, ain't nothing wrong with that, because they supposed to.
Exactly.
You just don't do it. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because they supposed to. Because if we get into it, I wouldn't expect them to help me.
Of course. Yeah.
But the people look like me. I'm expecting you to help me. It's just our mindset is messed up, and that's part of the curses. But the Bible tells you got to show you how to cleanse it. And like you say, Martin Luther King, he wasn't using the Bible correctly. We can have the same tool.
Do you ever read the Bible?
That I don't know, but I know the part he said he was incorrect.
He's following Gandhi instead of following the Bible.
And Gandhi was incorrect.
Yeah.
It's like I say, you can have a wrench, and I can have a wrench. Don't mean you using it right.
That's true.
You can be taking it on the light bulb. Wait a minute, the wrench don't work like that. So the thing is, he had the tool, he just wasn't using it correctly.
Yeah, That's true, man.
But
That's true.
That's all that is.
That's true too.
Salakia though, it was like if we just common sense. If you don't love yourself, how somebody else gonna love you? If we as a group don't have no love for each other, how do you expect for other people to love you? You know, and that's why Yahweh Shai said one of the greatest commandments is to love your brother. Because if ain't nobody gonna respect you if you don't have no love for each other.
Right. That's true.
Why would I?
Yeah.
Why would I?
I don't even want to be around you two if y'all don't love each other and y'all hanging around each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that'd be the main thing. Like I say, if any other races say ain't no blacks allowed, oh, I ain't allowed either. I don't, or this person that look like, if he ain't allowed, I ain't allowed. That's just what it is.
And so you have to imagine too if you know, they forcing their way in to be, you know, not separated, eating food that the people don't want them in there. If you don't want me in there, I'm not gonna eat your food. And we already can imagine how they was making the eggs. You know what I'm saying? You know, could be, you know, whatever they're doing then. Because, you know, brothers gonna want some eggs and some chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how, what they, it's just you know, we force ourselves, not knowing how sick a lot of us probably already got. And this not even mentioned, how they poison the food that you push your way in to eat from them. You dig what I'm saying? You got a whipping, you got bit by dogs, just to go sit and eat some poison. A lot of us died in that area. You see what I'm saying?
Salaki, then the food was horrible with that.
Yeah, and the
I
food.
seen video where they said the food was horrible.
Yeah, the food was horrible. But they ate it anyway because Master cooked it. You
Shit, a
know
lot
what I'm
of
saying?
times we was making it for them.
These eggs will smell good. These eggs are spoiled. Who cooked these? Master? Oh, ain't nothing wrong with these eggs, girl. You get the 10 eggs up, boy. I'm like, damn, slow down, man. You out there hard.
They had us doing all the cooking. Because they know they stuff wasn't that good. In slavery, they had, for us to be less than a person, ain't we doing everything? We taking care of your kids. We building a land.
We got only we breastfeeding your babies.
Hold on.
How are we less than? We doing everything. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, because that's heavy.
We breastfeed your babies, but we can't drink from your fountain.
Salaki.
That can't make sense.
You don't want us in your neighborhoods, but we was living at your house one time.
Right.
Wasn't I in your house?
Salaki, I was fired from a job one time because I told on the boss. I worked with some brick masons and I was making the mortar. And so, the mortar I was making was the way they showed me how to do it. The brothers showed me how to do it. But the boss was Italian, he's a white guy. And so he came over there, I got a little behind, so he came and made some mortar. And after he made the mortar, he told me to put it in, the wheelbarrow and take, to the guy. Got it over to the guy. They was like, this is too thin. We can't use this. And so they were like, but why you make this like this? You ain't been making. I said, no, the boss made it, and he was standing right there. And I told him he made it, And so after 5 minutes later, he came around and told me to go home. Well, I'm still high, so he ain't got no car. I'm like, dang,
Wow.
he told me to go home, for real.
I'm sure.
Can't make me look bad.
Yeah.
How that look? I'm over everybody else,
Right.
and I don't know what I'm doing.
He didn't know what he was doing.
You see what I mean?
That's why he had us, he had me and his other brother, we was doing, making the mortar.
But that's the thing, like I say.
You get to realize if something like that.
No, go ahead, Doc.
But if we rich, right? And I'm rich, I got buildings, I got whatever, man. Christ or whatever. My niece or somebody, in my family, kid ain't got a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, bring them on in my company and put them right here. That's gonna be over niggas, cause this is my company, and this is my, one of my grandkids. Even though he ain't really worth 2 pennies, he need a job. Put him on a suit, You know, let everybody know you did 2 years in college. You just sit your ass down and we can do it like that. You see what I'm saying? And so we're a lot smarter than the people that's over us. Cause I seen plenty of times where when I was working, the white person come in, and a month, 2 later, I'm calling him boss when I was showing him how to do something. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's in my days. I don't know about y'all days. Y'all might got seniority, but our days we had, you know, what we want.
Yeah.
Y'all had seniority, but not us. You know, because we on the level to where we can hire a person. Whoever we let in is gonna be over you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know we ain't got no relatives to do stuff like that. You know, and that's how it is. That's how it is.
Go ahead, Aki, that's something.
Okay, you want me to read about the Abraham?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope I don't do his name too bad. It says Captain Abraham Traore became first president of United Africa. And that's the same thing that Gaddafi was trying to do, to get a united Africa. And you see what they did to him.
Right.
And people, we just talking about Libya, but Libya was the only country whereas you could go anywhere in the world and get educated and the government would pay for it. When you got married, they gave you money. You wanted a farm, you got a certain amount of money to get a farm. So, but they took, and he was trying to create an African currency. And so that's why they end up getting him assassinated. So now this young brother here, he got rid of the puppet president. Now he's becoming president, and he's trying to create this united Africa. And so they're trying to do the same thing to him.
You know, Libya, right now, Libya is, they want to, you know, unite with him, but they you know, but France got him locked in, so they they're not all the way in. They thinking about it, you know. I've been seeing a lot of, you know, news articles and stuff, you know. Videos.
What is, it's hard to get behind because you know what, he over there next to Judah land. You know, and so I'm believing that he's Israel. I'm believing he's Israel because he understands that you know whoever wants to come back from America, you got free citizenship. That's him.
Right.
He the one saying that.
So like, and you know, they had 18 assassination attempts on him.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like this here. Whoever get it wrong, is gonna lose. It's gonna lose a hand, right? Whoever get it wrong. So we're not gonna get it wrong if we really know, because we don't want to lose a hand, right?
Right.
And if we don't know, we're gonna give a good educated guess, right? We ain't gonna just throw something out the air because you know we can lose something. So, do you think it was a Chinese man that did this? Do you think it was a white man? Do you think it was an Arab? Do you think it was an Israelite? Or do you think it was an African? You got one shot. What would you guess be?
My guess would be if I was a betting man, I have to put it on Esau.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? A kid would be like Esau. And he's 6 years old. He could be like him. And a lady told her daughter, she was like, and this is a white lady, she was like, if somebody chasing you, right? Run to the first black man you can see. Don't run to no white person.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I seen that video.
You remember that? You seen that? This white lady told her daughter that if somebody tried to grab you, run to the first black man you can see.
Because it'd probably be the white man, the one that's after you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like you said with Gaddafi, what's the first thing they did with Gaddafi? They discredited him. They said he was the axis of evil.
Right. Yeah.
He ain't mess with them.
The same way they doing Abraham.
So that's the thing. They're gonna first with anything they have a problem with, they put out to America. This guy villain. He doing all this. All that stuff that we said about Gaddafi never came out with
Right.
all that.
In the last,
You know who else who they did like? Hussein.
yeah,
They never had a problem with Hussein. Hussein, a lot of people don't know, Hussein was even over here.
right,
They had a problem with Hussein when he was like, listen, I'm tired of y'all. I'm not trading oil for your dollars.
Right.
Either you give me gold or I'm done with you.
uh-huh.
That's when he became a problem. See, whenever you want to speak up to them against them, now you a threat. And they only do certain countries like that. My man in North Korea say all the time, I'm gonna give you what you want. Come over here and see what I got for you. They don't say that because you got enough nuclear power. You see what I'm saying? So they always, what they do, make somebody look like a bad guy.
Right.
Just like we brought up Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Why is Malcolm X a bad guy? All he's saying is what our parents always tell us. What your parents tell you if somebody hit you?
In the back.
Back. That's the same thing he was saying. If somebody hit you, I don't care who it is, make sure they never hit you again. Now he's a villain.
Right.
Everybody parent tells you that. If somebody hit you in school, you hit him back. So now he's the bad guy, but you got to make him look like the bad guy. Because if he start getting out to a lot of people and they start believing that, once we get the masses, we ain't gonna be able to control. And they know that. Once they get to the mass, that's why I say with Martin Luther King, once he started changing his mind, oh, if this guy get to the masses, we can't stop this.
Yeah.
So guess what? He gotta go. He gotta go. You know what I'm saying? And look, Gaddafi. He had before that even came up, he gotta go. Hussein, he gotta go. And that's how they operate. But they'll tell you all these other countries are these villains. The person who's telling you a villain is the real villain.
Yeah.
He the real villain.
So
Go ahead, Doc.
I was going to add to that people they control the narrative. So they control what people hear.
Oh,
They
yeah.
control the narrative. Like, people don't realize this. Remember Idi Amin? They said Idi Amin was so evil, Idi Amin did this. When Idi Amin went against the Jewish people, and he was trying to kick all them other people out of his country, so he couldn't control his country, guess where he exiled at?
Well,
He went to Gaddafi, to Libya. People don't even realize that, you know. So they control the narrative. So they tell you that, oh, this person is bad. Oh, you must be bad. Oh, this person is good. Oh, you must be good. Because they have it where you can't do analytical thinking and analyze things for yourself. So now you have your oppressor thinking for you subconsciously and telling you who is good and telling you who is bad.
right.
Yeah, they control the media, you know. And see, and that's what the get Revelations 12 and 16. I think yeah, because that's what
Who was that?
Revelation 12 and 16.
you know
Revelations 12 and 16. We have it, Sakan. And it reads, and the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood.
Right. Okay. And so the media, right? And so the media runs everything, right? And so the media is a flood, right? And so what happens is that the earth help us because you know we the woman, right? The Israelites, you know, that's God's treasure, bride, right? Okay, read that one more time.
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood.
Right, and so, you know, right now, if you don't know the truth right now, when all the truth is out, because it's here to help you. And if you don't know the truth by now, and you still thinking you're African American, you know, it's bad for you, because it's telling you right here, you know, things are changing, and the truth is out here. So it's impossible that if you don't know the truth by now, you're not even paying no attention. If you think like the people think, like the heathens think, it's a learn none of their ways, right? And so if we say learn none of their ways, And if the white man think we all can be saved, and any black person think like that with him, you learn their ways. Even just in that's how simple that scripture is. That scripture is. You know, it say learn none of their ways, right? And so if it say learn none of their ways, I ain't talking about me if I'm saying their ways. I ain't saying our ways. So learn none of their ways. So who is Israel not part of? Israel's not part of the Gentiles. And so he telling Israel, learn none of their ways. And so if a white person think everybody can be saved, and an Israelite think the same way, and he call himself African American, he think the same way as any nation. That's their ways. You see what I'm saying? And just on that scripture alone.
Salakia, the end of that script, Cap, and it said, swallow up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Right. Who's the dragon? Who's the vampire? And sin. Who's the vampire and sinners?
Kind.
You know what I'm saying? He always the forefront of that wickedness.
Let's do Deuteronomy 28:33 too. Go ahead, Doc. I was gonna say, like I say, the part of the curses. We're gonna get to one of the curses. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:33.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 33. Here come when you got it.
Kind.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
Right there. It say the fruit of the land, so a nation eat up. Like we was talking about, how you said my man did the work and was incorrect. But in slavery, we built this nation. And we ain't getting nothing from it.
Right.
We still at the bottom. Go ahead, finish that out, Al.
Okay, 33. Thou fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
And that's part of the curses we oppressed in this. And when it says crush, learning, food, police brutality,
Yeah.
that's crushed away.
Yeah, it's gonna be right
I challenge anybody,
there. Man, that's big.
and I'll give you 50 states. Can you show me where 20 blacks or 10 blacks, give me 20 examples where 20 blacks, even Mexicans, police officers, security guards, shot and killed any white person. You can go from a man to a woman to a child. You can put all 50 states. I'll even let you have Canada too.
Right. I'm gonna give you something that can match to that. Okay, say that one more time now.
You ain't gonna find where there was all blacks or even all Mexicans in any department, army, whatever, then just shot and killed any white man,
Right.
white
Only in the
woman,
movie.
white child.
Right. And so also the same thing. You ain't gonna find any church with a black Jesus on there. In all 50 states. In Canada, you ain't gonna find no black Jesus nowhere in Canada as a church.
Definitely not in Canada.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you'll find it in the Bible if you read it.
No church.
You know what I'm saying?
No church.
No church in America. You see what I'm saying? You talking about brainwash.
So that's what I was saying. Those
The
are
Lord
not
got
the
us.
curses.
The Lord got us. I mean, it's like we destroyed.
No, I ain't gonna say the Lord got us. We got
No, no.
ourselves like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, He's dealing with us in that far down.
6.
Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis.
Salakia, I don't even know if it's so much as it's brainwash, is it that is being controlled? You know what I'm saying? Well, it's a form
Same
of
thing.
brainwashing down the line, but like in the black churches, I'm thinking of all the black churches I've been in, it's never been a Christ in there, black nor white.
We don't gonna be no.
And these,
We
you know,
doing gonna
and
be
these
no black.
current, now, in the older days, you know, in the Baptist, I don't know.
Yeah, you'll never find that. Let's jump down. Let's jump down to Deuteronomy 28:43. Let's start because I'm gonna go part some of the curses, how we speaking. We're gonna speak on the curses. So let everybody know this ain't just us saying, these are curses.
Go ahead.
You got 43 out.
Yes. Deuteronomy 28:43. The strangers that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
When they say strangers, we was over here before the so-called Arab. We was over here before the so-called Asian. But what the Asians got? They got the cleaners. They got with the donut places. They got all the hair stores. What the so-called Arab got. Now I remember in the 70s, blacks owned them gas stations. Blacks owned and those garages. I know that for a fact.
80s too.
You know what I mean? For a
80s
fact.
too.
And this was they mean, the stranger, they wasn't over here before us.
Right.
They didn't got way above us. Now let's go to 44. Let's see what 44 says.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue
No,
thee.
44.
Oh. He shall lead to thee. He should lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Let's stop right there. Like I said, the challenge. Can anybody show me? We can go through all 50 states where a bank, I ain't even gonna say 100%, 80% black from top to bottom. From top to bottom. That's what he's talking about. When he say he talking about the other nations will lend to you. How can we come above when somebody is borrowing, when you are the one borrowing money and you ain't the one lending it? That's a curse. Your people don't own no banks. Let me rephrase that. The top banks. You may have a little branch of bank, but there's a mother bank above them. That's why I say from top to bottom, 80%. I ain't even gonna give you 100 because 100 don't exist. You can't find 80. Finish that out.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
And when he say the head, when your head direct your body wherever it goes. The tail don't got the tail don't know where the head going. It's just going right where the head going. On any animal. On any animal. So he's telling you, you ain't even the top. Wherever he go to the right. You don't have no choice because you the tail, you going to the left. He jump off a building, the tail don't have to go. The tail don't even have no saddle. That's what he's telling you. You are the tail. He say he.
That's heavy right there, though.
The head is the lead.
Yeah, that's heavy right there.
He doing this, the head, and I'm gonna break it down. The head make the laws. The tail, which is you, you follow them. The tail ain't making no decisions. If you go to the Constitution, name me 12 black men that had any say on the Constitution.
Not one.
We ain't the head.
So we the tail.
We the tail. That's a curse. In China, they over there got their own laws. In Iran, they people got their own laws.
They the head where they at.
Where is the so-called black? And I ain't speaking on African. I'm gonna say a word. Where is the so-called, how you call it, African American made some laws and every other nation followed them? Don't exist. Go ahead.
I just want to add about that you brought that up, Cap, is that the anti-lynching bill was presented to Congress over 100 times and denied. All the lynchings that happened, and they still denied them. So all the so-called blacks talking about Democrat or talk about Republican, you had a bill that was put up over 100 times, knowing that blacks were being lynched and being burnt, and it was denied. But yet you still want to follow these people, follow your oppressor?
No, go ahead. Let's go to 45 because 45 bring it home.
So like the
Go ahead.
anti-hate bill, we never got that. We never got the anti-hate bill.
Asians got one.
Yeah, Asians got one, yep.
What it just
The
say?
LGBTQRSPTU, they got one.
No, I ain't see. But like you just said, I said the Asians, were they here before us?
No.
That's what it say. Stranger above, before it would go above you.
Jewish
If
guys.
you say something about them,
Yep.
you can be in trouble. But what's the word you can use nigga all day long on the television.
Yep. Yep.
Say something about them.
Yep.
You can say nigga all day on TV. They say it like it ain't no thing. But say something wrong about an Asian.
Yep. Say something wrong about a Jewish man.
But nigga can be saying, all these niggas, they say it on TV like it ain't no thing.
In France, they'll ban the Bible over there. In France,
Come. 45, let's bring it home. Mama.
you can't even gather privately.
So,
You get
man.
caught gathering privately, you gonna get charged.
The Israelites can't gather.
Come.
Israelites can't gather.
Everybody else can gather.
Oh, everybody else
Yeah,
can gather.
the rest can gather.
Damn.
45. Moreover, all these curses shall
All these
come.
what?
All these curses
These
shall
blessings.
come upon thee,
These good natured things.
and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thee be destroyed.
And to be what?
Till thee be destroyed.
Who destroyed out here? The Asian man good. The Arab man good. So-called Mexican, so-called black man. Y'all ain't good. Y'all destroyed. Finish that out.
Because thou hearken not unto the voice of the Lord, the God, to keep his commandments.
To do what?
To keep his
I
commandments.
love pork. Keep going out.
To keep his commandments.
No, I'm going to church on Sunday. I don't care what God say.
His statutes which he commanded thee.
It just say till you keep those commandments. So when you think Sunday is the day, when you keep eating pork, when you keep eating lobster, God say you ain't gonna move to where you from. Since you like pork so much and you like that expensive lobster, that it used to be probably cheap, and they charge you what is it, about $50 for a lobster this big? I'm gonna keep you exactly, since you like it so much, I'm gonna keep you exactly where y'all wanna be. That's what he's telling us. Since you like it so much, you must like the position you in. Keep eating it. Keep eating it. I say, because if you like it, I love it.
And
If you never want to be the kings and queens of this earth, you good. Until y'all get y'all head. Until, like he said, Moses, until you get that American filth out your head. We can't get it out of our head. And it ain't that hard.
Struggle for
Till you keep hurting each other, keep sinning. If this is what you like, if the punishment ain't good enough, because you know what we think? We think God think like, oh, it's been 400 years. What's that script? God said 1,000 years is like a day to him.
Right.
It ain't been nothing but 4 days for him.
Right.
No, it ain't even been 4 days.
Not even been a day.
Yeah, it ain't been but a couple hours.
I can't take a year. A year for him, man. I'm getting man.
What you say, 1,000? What's that? Let's get that 1,000 years is like a day or something, ain't it?
I can't.
So we ain't even been in it 1,000 years. We only been 400. So a day, what's that? 4 hours?
Right. I can't wait to be back in rulership.
Half is 12. Another
It feel
half
like-
of that.
This feel like a
is 6.
lifetime.
It's been about 5-6 hours under his watch.
Right. It feel like a lifetime to us.
But we thinking like he think. Ain't it been long enough?
Man.
Y'all ain't been into that long court now. So that's another thing we got to get. We ain't thinking the most high. How you say, your thoughts ain't my thoughts. That's one of our issues. The way y'all think, you couldn't possibly think the way the most high think. That's one of our issues. Like I say, we got filth in our head. And for some reason, maybe that's why this is the last one. Because save the best for last or something, because this is the hardest one to get out of. In Egypt, we got ourselves together quick. Hey, when he took that straw out that mortar, hey man, we got to get our stuff together. Let's pray and get out of here. For some reason, America, no matter what they do to us,
Right.
they shooting us, killing us.
Setting us on fire.
Put a few of you fools in the head. And we put, some of you guys, we get some of you guys $1 million. But say something I don't like, boy, and I'm gonna take it from you.
You can see what up with all of
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put you in this position, boy. Say or do something I don't like, and I'll put you right with the rest of them. Oh no, I don't want to go there.
It's like that. Say for instance, you watching TV and you see one of the police officers kill us, right? You talking to a white guy. you're gonna be like, I don't know why he like that, and you looking like, I don't know why they like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they don't see it.
Shit, one more. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I just wanted to get one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, get it out. I just seen something.
No, I'm good, I'm good.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Let's roll with 48. 48. If this don't tell you who this is in 48, no, I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say something. But if 48 don't tell you who this talking to, I don't know. You can't get it. If 48 don't tell you who this is, I don't know what it is. Go ahead, Al.
48, 28, Deuteronomy 28, 48. Therefore, thou shalt serve their enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, and hunger.
Who owns Coca-Cola?
Esau.
Who owns what's that? Mountain Dew, 7-Up, Fago.
Esau.
Keep going, huh?
And in thirst,
Esau.
and in nakedness,
Clothes, the clothes. Hey, if you look at all the clothes you got on you, let me rephrase that. Who owns the textiles? 'Cause, oh, I got FUBU on this. Okay, the textiles. Let's say it that way, because I got to break it down for my people. Who owns the textiles? Go ahead,
and want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon their neck.
He gonna put a what?
A yoke upon their neck.
Right there. If you don't know what that means, look up yoke iron and tell me who got that on there when you look it up on Google, because Google is for everybody. And if you see all Chinese, man, or Arabs, something must be wrong with your phone. Go ahead,
Until he have destroyed thee.
And when they seeing that upon the neck, when that yoke of iron came off your neck, wasn't no need. It's just like how I say, you know how they got, and I'm not comparing this to dogs, I'm giving an example. How the dogs don't have a collar, but they got that electronic fence.
Yeah,
right.
So they don't care about the dog running because he know that fence. And once he gets shot, guess what happens?
He ain't going back there no more.
You don't need that fight that they know no more. It's already been in his mind. If I go past this book, I'm gonna get shot.
Right.
And that's why I say once he took the thing off your neck, you already know. If you misbehave, he gonna put me in my place.
Right.
That right there, if that don't tell you that, most of the people in the truth and another scripture, that's what brought everybody in there. When they say that yoke of iron,
Right.
Yeah.
that how they say that hit the hammer on the neck.
Yeah.
That's us.
Come
We
on.
got around our neck.
Because don't nobody, no yoke of iron ain't associated as a group. Well, one white man had it. We ain't talking about that. We talking about 200 million people.
Blacks.
200 million people had yokes of iron on their neck. All the movies tell you that.
God.
You ain't seen no movie with 20 white people with no on their
Oh
neck.
yeah, God.
Three of
Look,
them.
maybe they might say one of them Romans things. But you ain't seen 200, nobody with yokes of iron on their neck.
Two got away, so it's still three.
That right there hit home. And and I'm gonna show you that. We read that out of Deuteronomy. That's why your church don't want you to read the Old Testament.
Exactly.
Because if you
Exactly.
read
Stay out of that boy.
you got to be like, wait a minute,
That's me.
who that's talking about?
That's my people.
That ain't nobody but us.
God.
No, all what we just read in Deuteronomy,
Right.
that only fit one group of people.
God.
And you can tell the so-called Jewish people that don't fit them. And if they say it, show me.
They can't prove it. They cannot prove it.
Go ahead, sis.
You said something right there when you say they don't want you to know, read Deuteronomy. That's why the churches tell you not to read the Old Testament.
That's what I say. Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Because you can, the so-called Jews, whatever they doing over there, if this is you,